Playoff implications on the line and a big late December matchup in Jacksonville where the Jaguars host the Cowboys. A win today and the Cowboys clinch a playoff spot on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon. And welcome. He's Greg Olson. I'm Kevin Burkhardt. What we didn't expect here is that the Jaguars are still in the playoff mix, and it's because of their young quarterback Trevor Lawrence.
Absolutely. These last 5 weeks for Trevor Lawrence, while the team's been a little ups and downs, alternating wins and losses, his play has by far been the best of his young career. And last week, most recently, to go on the road, division game against Tennessee, get a huge win. That's why they're still alive here in December.
And we'll start the day on Fox, an incredible World Cup final with Argentina coming out in PKs. And now the Cowboys and Jags on a perfect Sunday here in Florida. 56 degrees, crisp and sunny. Cowboys won the toss. They've elected to receive here to start this ball game. Glad to have you aboard on a great Sunday afternoon. And here we go. Well, today, Aaron Andrews.
Yeah, Kevin, this was all Tyron's idea. Dak Prescott telling me last week when they lost right tackle Terrence Steele, Tyron started telling people on the offense, when I come back, I'm going to fill in and I'm going to play right tackle. This is the first time he's going to be doing it since his rookie year in 2011. Dak Prescott saying, tells you a lot about the person and player that he is. And oh, by the way, he's excited to be on that right side with Zach Martin.
Pretty incredible. I mean, guy's been the franchise left tackle. Says, yeah, you know what? I'll play on the right side, and we'll see how he does here today. Etienne looking for a couple blocks. Gets to the edge. First down and more. Etienne loves to run outside and use that speed. And for the Jags, it has been a little bit of a roller coaster this season, right? Trevor Lawrence get on the cart, start off, everybody's happy, 2-1, and then, the hair's flying. They've lost 5 in a row, and sparks are flying. And then it's all right, up around the loop-de-loop, 3-2, coming off their best win of the year against Tennessee. No matter what, I can tell you one thing. The hair of Trevor Lawrence is always just, I mean, it's perfect.
It's really good. But
it's 7-0 Dallas. This NFC East has been so good, right? Best division in football. See the Eagles right now playing the Bears scoreless. Cowboys can clinch a playoff with a win today and a huge Sunday night game, right? I mean, you got the Giants and Washington. They're both in the playoffs right now if it ended today. They tied a couple weeks ago, but that'll be a big game, no doubt. Look forward to watching Mike and Chris on the plane ride home with that one on the board. Make it 14-7. Look at this AFC South and the Titans. They've been struggling even though they're in first place. Jags beat them last week, and they play them on the final week of the regular season. So Jacksonville can win the division and get in the playoffs. Colts did not have a good day yesterday. Elliott on the ground, game powering across midfield, and a good strong run. So here's what you're talking about these and not veterans. 3 of the best to ever do it all time on the same line.
Yeah, I mean, these 3 guys are all on the all-decade team. I mean, these guys are generationally great players. To have all 3 of them at one point or another play for your starting 5 it's pretty remarkable.
Take it back to 1995, the most popular show, a little show called Seinfeld. Not sure if you've heard of it there. Michael Jordan, you know, he unretired. Things went pretty well for him. Patrick Mahomes was born wearing a Michael Jordan jersey. I mean, he wasn't born wearing it, but he wore it in that picture. And the Jaguars, they were born too, their first season. And the Cowboys, it's the last time they were in the title game. So that would be a good start for them. As we check in what's going on coming up at the half with Kurt Menefee.
Coming up at the Verizon Halftime Show, we'll replay the highlights from today's game and review the biggest plays of the half.
Did somebody say replay review?
No, I said we'll replay the highlights and review the biggest plays. Never mind, Mike. We'll see you at the half. Sorry.
Boy, Mike, look, I mean, you got to throw Mike a bone there. You got to, come on, Kurt. There's Ingram makes the catch. He stays on his feet. Good effort out across the 25. Gets back across the original line of scrimmage. We've got a game break. Checking in with Carissa Thompson.
Thanks so much, Kev. So the Bears were trailing 3-0 to the Eagles, but watch this. Justin Fields from midfield, under pressure, escapes the tackle, going, still going. Watch this spin move. Beep. There we go. Is he going to get in? He does. It was ruled that his foot was out of bounds. David Montgomery would score on the next play. Extra point, no good, but what a run. Bears up by 3. Kev?
Our line. It's been a really entertaining and fun first half, and just like that was a test for the young defense, I think if you're a Jags fan, you say, okay, here's our young quarterback. You got a few seconds left, and you get the ball in the second half. So a chance here to really make some noise against a very good team.
Yeah, and I think just like we said the last possession, they're only a minute less on the clock. This is a great opportunity, down 14, to get back-to-back possessions and find a way to get 2 scores and creep back into this game. So
that'll take us to halftime. First half stats today brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. If you like offense, you're seeing it here in this first half. As ETN will get a little banged up there. So here are these numbers. Cowboys getting some good production on the ground. Prescott obviously a great first half as well. Jags had the turnover, which really hurt them on the fumble. And it's the Cowboys up 21-7 at the break. Jags will get the ball to start this third quarter. Time for Kurt Menefee in LA with the guys. The Verizon halftime show starts right now. Dancing up the middle, Ezekiel Elliott in for the touchdown.
we got our first tight end touchdown of the day, KB.
Zay Jones and the Jags on the board. Another big drive. Prescott is fired up. And today's game flow brought to you by Progressive. Gorgeous day in Jacksonville. Cowboys 21, Jaguars 7. And the Jags get the ball to start this second half. The Cowboys, quite a difference from last week. They look very, very sharp. Jags had one excellent drive. Also had a turnover, which hurt them. Let's see what they could do with this opening possession here. Well, they will start on their own 25 as we go down to Aaron Andrews.
Kevin, I spoke to Doug Peterson going into the half. He said he was happy with the way his offense was kind of settled down there after the second and third drive, and defensively, staying with the offense, only one sack on Trevor Lawrence, and he said, look, we did a good job with Micah Parsons. That's a win right there. They thought the protection was good. Now what do we need to see here in the second half as they have the ball? He said, well, it would be nice to drive down this field pretty quickly and score. He said, we're going to still try to stay with the run here, but try to mix it up like we did on our one scoring drive.
You're right, though, Aaron. Parsons had a sack early, but then they did a nice job. That was the only sack Dallas had. Yeah. Today's Next Gen Stats powered by AWS. It's Dak Prescott. And Greg, let me translate this for you. He's been good.
Yeah, that's a really nice way of saying he's completed 23% of his passes over what the expected rate is, meaning they take all the passes across the league and say, all right, what would the baseline be expectation of completing these passes? And to be 23% over what that baseline is, that's just, we spoke earlier about how much pressure is on this Jacksonville offense to match this Dallas offense, and that's because of how well so far today Dak Prescott has played at quarterback.
Get the pass game going to Jones, or make that Ingram who's got the catch. And we had a game break. Let's say hello to Carissa Thompson.
Hello, Kevin. So the Eagles were up 10-6 in Chicago, opening drive of the second half when Jalen Hurts punches it in from 1 yard out. His second of the day. Eagles lead this one 17-6. Okay.
2-10. Well, I'll tell you one thing, long way to go in this game, but if you are a Cowboys fan, you watched last week and it was ugly at times, but they won. And now you know the Eagles are on the horizon on Christmas Eve. This is a pretty good tune-up. They look good today.
They look really good, and they look good on both sides of the ball and really in all aspects, and specifically offensively. If they can continue to have this balance, meaning when the game's on the line, they can continue to run the ball at will with a lot of variety and different personnel. And then, of course, when Dak Prescott takes care of the ball and he's this efficient in the passing game with the weapons he has around him and this offensive line coming together, they're as good as anybody.
Spiraling, booming kick, and a great one. Agnew calls fair catch at the 25. So we look at this playoff picture in the NFC, and here's what we got. The Eagles, the #1 seed, they are at 12-1, winning by 4 right now in Chicago. The Vikings clinched the division with that wild comeback yesterday. The 49ers clinched the division with a win in Seattle the other day. Tampa Bay fighting it out. Carolina has a chance to win the division, believe it or not, if they win out, but they are losing right now to Pittsburgh. And then the Lions, of course, in the mix. They're beating the Jets by 3. There's so much that can happen still at the back end of that bracket. Giants, Washington, Detroit, even Green Bay, they're all in it.
It's crazy.
Game break time. Let's check in with Carissa Thompson.
Big Skev, Falcons down 21-10. Desmond Ridder making his first career start. Hands it off to Cordero Patterson, who scores from 3 yards out. 2-point conversion is good. Falcons down by 3. Yep.
On their 25. Well, Christmas Day, a holiday edition of the NFL on Fox. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers take on Tua and the Dolphins. 12:30 Eastern begins the coverage on Fox and the Fox Sports app. So we look in this AFC playoff picture. Bills with a big win over the Dolphins in the snow last night. The Chiefs were having their trouble today with Houston. They're up by 3 right now. Jets have taken the lead over the Lions. There's so many teams are still in it, including the Jags, who can make the playoffs despite a 5-8 record after the win last week. The timeout, they convert. Lawrence, big time drive. It's good extras. Man, what a game. 34-all, we go to overtime, just back and forth. Prescott throws backwards and intercepted. Jenkins has another one. Racing down the sidelines. Rayshon Jenkins is going to win it.
It is absolute madness here in Jacksonville. Wow. The ball gets deflected, clearly caught by Rayshon Jenkins, who has had potentially the best game of his entire career. 2 interceptions, 18 tackles, a walk-off touchdown. You see the ball deflect right off Noah Brown. Picks it up clean out of the air. Well, we just said, did Jacksonville have one more play in them on defense? And boy, did they ever.
So the Cowboys do not clinch a playoff spot, but the Jaguars are well in the playoff mix. A signature win in Doug Peterson's first season, a comeback led by Trevor Lawrence, and the defense, a 52-yard interception touchdown from Rayshon Jenkins. Wow. What a game. In overtime, the Jaguars 40, the Cowboys 34. Back to Jacksonville after this.